eventually I think they're all gonna taste good. You might just need to cook them slightly longer if they're a bit thicker. That's working quite well actually with your palms. I think because of the shape of your palms, it kind of automatically rolls it so that you've got the thicker bit in the middle. So I'm just going to keep doing this. I'll probably get bored halfway through because that's quite a lot of dough to roll out, but and then you want to get them kind of similar sizes, because obviously then they'll all take the same amount of time to cook. I think I need bigger hands for this. They're kind of flailing about at the ends. And I'm not sure how many, this recipe, well, the bit that I've got printed out, it doesn't actually say how many people that it's for. So, I mean, I'm not quite sure even how many that you would make for one portion. But I would say, just from looking at this, it looks like this is going to be quite a good amount. So maybe you could probably get 4 portions out of this, I would think, because I think with this one that I'm rolling out just now, I think I'll get a portion out of. Also, suppose it depends on how hungry you are. That's a big one. Yeah, I think some of these are a bit better. I maybe need to chop them up slightly smaller next time. But it's one of these things, isn't it? Once you've done it once or twice, then you know more what you're doing and what to expect and what works. So they do look quite interesting. I'm intrigued to see how well they work. But it is something that I used to have fairly regularly. But obviously you can't buy them, because you can buy these ready-made in Germany, but you can't, I don't think you can. I've never ever seen gluten-free ones, so I've never actually bought them gluten-free, and I've never really gone to the effort to make them gluten-free. But I think it was also after the chat on Wednesday, I kind of thought, oh, I could actually grow some of these. It would be nice. We've been talking about potatoes and potato scones that we make in Scotland for like breakfast, that you would have on a roll with bacon or egg or whatever. And apparently that's the thing in America as well, which I had no idea. So we were talking about that, and ever since I've just been like, oh, craving any potatoes. Yeah, so once you kind of get into the groove of it, it's actually quite quick. And obviously you could stand for ages and make them perfect, but who's got time for that? Put a tiny bit more flour on the bench just to be on the safe side. Love a roll of potato scone with bacon. Oh my god, a roll of potato scone, bacon and a fried egg. That's, yeah. See, with that, if I could, I would probably put a wee slice of black pudding on there as well. Me making this vegetarian dish and then be like, oh, big bit of black pudding would be lovely. But just every so often would be quite nice. But yeah, there's nothing better than like a breakfast roll full of loads of good stuff. Oh, and a cup of tea. Oh, I could go that just now as well. Oh, it just made me hungry. At least this isn't, we're not too far away with this, so I'll be able to have my lunch soon because I'm starving. This is my problem. Anytime I come on here, I think, oh, got loads of time, I'll just take my time and just cook away. And then I get halfway through and I go, I need to eat, I'm so hungry. So I'm going to do this, oh, same again with this lot. So I don't know if you can actually see the plate on the other little camera, but the plate's filling up. So I think, yeah, I think by the end of this one we should have 2 portions, and you could probably, I would imagine that if you're making it, you could make this amount, and if you're only going to use a half or a quarter, instead of making them all up just now, I'm sure you could freeze, like just freeze these chunks and then defrost them, leave them out to defrost, and then make up the next lot when you fancy it. They look amazing. I hope so. They do. I mean, I'm quite pleased with them so far. The only thing I'm slightly concerned about is there were definitely a few lumps still in them when I was trying to mash them. I think if you had a potato ricer, that would make a big difference. But because I've just used the standard kind of hand masher, it's possibly not as kind of smooth as they could be. But I mean, they weren't too far off. So. They do look quite funny. They're like kind of wee snakes or wee worms. Just doesn't sound quite as appealing, but I'm sure you could. I mean, some of the pictures that you see, they look absolutely perfect, and they're like a proper kind of nice shape with a wee kind of tapered ends. But if you're making a lot of them and you want a good amount for each portion, that you would get halfway and go, oh, I'm so bored. I can't do this anymore. I can't roll any more little worms out. Yeah, so some are a wee bit bigger than you can use your fancy spaceship food. But yes, I did wonder that I got halfway through the mashing and I thought, why am I doing this by hand? I could put it in, get my food processor over there, and it does a good job of these kind of things. So if I had thought about it more beforehand, I should have done that actually. But I'm sure they'll be fine. They're definitely not too far away from where they should be. And I don't know if anyone think that would probably work. Yeah, I think so. And if you've only just joined us, I don't know if you'll have seen the fake bacon that we made earlier on, which was definitely, I think, a bit of a revelation. I'll show you a bit just now. So this is our fake bacon. It did, didn't it, Jennifer? It looked so good. Some of it you need to watch though. There was one piece that I put far too much of the sauce on and it was so strong I couldn't eat it. But if you make it properly and you don't burn it and you don't put too much sauce on, it tastes exactly like bacon, and it's vegan, and there's only, what was that, 5 ingredients. So I'm definitely making that again. So I'm just gonna, I was thinking about just doing half of the dough and leaving the other half to do another time, but I'm looking at the amount that I've got here on the plate and it doesn't look like a huge amount, so I'm just gonna make all of it and then I'll eat as much as I eat, and the rest will probably be for lunch tomorrow. So it won't go to waste, it'll be fine. You can see they're handmade. Yes, they are. Well, that's it. Absolutely everything. Well, apart from the sauerkraut, everything is handmade. Cheated slightly with the sauerkraut, but yeah, the one time I tried to make that myself, it was a bit of a disaster. So I've gone the easy route this time, which I think that's okay. I mean, that there's so much of this that you're making from scratch anyway, that to add a little bit of sauerkraut from a jar, I don't think anybody can be too upset with me, hopefully. It's quite therapeutic actually, just this rolling the little worms, but they're definitely getting bigger the more I'm doing. I think that's it. I think I'm like, right, I just want this to be done now. And I'm just making them a bit big, but I'll show you them in the camera in a wee second. And then once we've done all of this, we're going to get our pot on. So actually, once I've rolled these out, I'll grab some, I'll put the kettle on and make some boiled water so that I can put that in the pot, and then we're going to boil them a bit like you do with gnocchi. So you just pop them in the pan of boiling water and wait until they all start to rise to the top. And then once they rise to the top, that means they're cooked through. And then I'll take them out and then we'll fry them up with all our other bits. And then we can go and enjoy them, hopefully. if they turn out the way I'm hoping. Oh. Yeah, so that's, yeah, I would reckon from that amount that I made, you could get 4 portions. Because you're going to have sauerkraut with it, and sauerkraut's quite filling as well. Okay, So I'm going to wash my hands quickly and boil the kettle, and then I'll do the last chunk while the kettle's boiling.